What's good? What's good? I'm back. One and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast. And we just have our guest come on. This is actually a reschedule from the other day. He's originally from Louisiana and now fights out of Texas. Let's bring on the one and only up and coming boxer, Cameron Manning.
How you doing? How you doing?
Cameron,
How
how
you
you
doing?
doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. How's the weather out there?
Oh, it's pretty warm. It's getting warm. It was chilly before, but now it's better.
Yeah, I'm out in the Carolinas. We got that bipolar weather. It's like hot one day, cold the next.
Yeah, that's how it feels out here in this Texas weather. Right now, it's getting a little warmer now.
So before I know you got a couple fights coming up. Before we get in those, let's just get into some of your journey if we can.
hmm
Um, I want to start here. What originally pulled you into boxing, and how old were you when you first put on the gloves?
what originally got me into boxing was my dad. When I was maybe 16, 15 years old, I saw my dad picture when he was an amateur boxer, and he told me all about the stories that he did. At first, my dad was a little skeptical of me being in boxing because I was originally doing football for like all
Okay.
my life, and then I finally got the chance to put the gloves on around 17. I did my first amateur match, um, 2017, up in Louisiana.
I think football could be worse than boxing. Dudes are getting hurt in football games every single game, dude.
Oh yeah, they are. That's why I stopped now.
So you grew up between New Orleans and Texas. How did those environments shape you as a fighter?
It was a different variety of going to different states, learning from different fighters and different coaches. I learned a lot from them, especially at Beat the Sleep with Coach Lamont, and he taught
Okay.
me everything about boxing as much as my dad did. But originally, I started with JT that recently passed in 2022. He was the one that took me into boxing all the way fully. That was at Beat to Sleep. But when he passed, I kind of took a pause for a minute, but it brought
Mm.
me back into it when I had talked to a lot of people that knew JT, that he was like an older brother to me. And I had took that on for the rest of my life, and I just continue going.
Now you've already turned pro, correct?
Yeah.
Now, when you decided to go pro, what do you feel like your biggest strengths were?
I had a mean left hook when I first really started. I didn't know I had a good left hook. Everything else was still a little lackey of my stance and throwing across. But when I had sparred this dude named Fat, he told me that if I can know how to manage and maneuver and pace myself the right way, I can have a dangerous left hook.
So, what were like your biggest lessons that you took away from your first professional fight?
Patience. It was patient. I
Patience.
was I was so eager my very first, like, since amateurs. I was always so eager to get in there. Always so rushing to trying to get in there brawl because I'll fight anybody. Anybody that wants to step in
Okay.
the ring, I'm down to it. Yeah, but learning from the very first one, going against Andre Johnson, they told me just be a little bit more patient. Just take your time, follow up on those punches, knowing where those punches connecting to. And once I figure that out, I took that on to my next fight. That was against Travarius Mack, and he really taught me a lot too. And then that really got me into being more patient, being more aggressive, more like Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
Yeah, I watched the Andre Johnson fight. There was a few moments I felt like you came in kind of reckless and lost your
Mhm.
footing and fell. And I see it, I watch bare knuckle fighting a lot. I see that a lot with the bare knuckle guys where they kind of come in and they just like falling down like crazy.
Yeah, a little too eager.
Yeah. So early in your career, man, I mean, what's the difference you've learned between amateurs and pros?
Amateurs is just fast. Everything is
Yeah.
consistently fast. Nothing is really connecting to where you're knowing what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. At least into the boxing, I know how to, like I said, counter. I know how to see the punches more better. I know how to pace myself and know how to win and knowing when to attack the opponent.
So this is something I always got to ask guys, man, because I mean, fighters take losses.
Oh yeah.
How do you mentally handle a loss?
I never see anything as a loss because everything was a lesson to me
Oh,
and learning from my first mistake in the first fight or to my second mistake in my second fight. Everything was taught to where, hey, you might have messed up on coming back with your jab, or you may have came back and you didn't roll properly. And I learned that every single day. I kept watching my videos probably 16 times and within the 1 hour, just replaying and replaying and replaying it, just so I could see the mistakes I make. Even through this fight here, I'm about to do. I know what I'm going into, and I know how to handle this opponent going into now.
so who is this opponent that you're about to fight?
His name is Michael Morris.
Michael Morris. And what fight promotion is this going to be for?
It's going to be on the Fist and Glory.
The Fist and Glory. And is that a Texas fight promotion?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit more about that fight promotion if you can.
I don't know too much. I know it's a local fight in San Antonio.
Okay.
It's going to be starting at 7 p.m. At the casino arena, and like I said, start at 7 p.m. and then pretty much started from there. Yeah.
So is this your first fight with this fight promotion?
Yes, it's my first time.
What's some of the other fight promotions you fought for?
I fought on the Brave promotion and G1 promotion.
Okay. Now, are you able to study anything about your opponent before this fight?
He ain't really got much besides he's a backyard fighter. He's not really
Okay.
a boxer. So him going in, I know he's gonna be trying to be all aggressive like I was in my first fight, just being extra, trying to be, ahead of the fight. And I know that with me being more patient and taking off a year and really been studying and studying for after the whole year, coming in here, he got a hell of a awakening coming in.
So when you fight guys that you might not have footage of, you might not know nothing about, is really the goal to make sure you just fight your fight?
Yeah, of course. I know that he's a taller fighter, of course. I
Okay.
know how to get into it. I'm not, like I said, I'm never afraid to get into the mix with anybody. But thing I've been working on these past months is getting into his mix and trying to get closer and trying to narrow down that space for him.
So when you first got into boxing and got into fighting, like was there something that surprised you at first when you first got in the ring?
Yeah, honestly, it was. I never thought I was going to be boxing. I honestly thought football was going to be my career for the rest of my life. I played college ball and then I did a little bit of semi-pro.
Mhm.
But I seen that when I got injured in semi-pro, and then I took a break. Then I got back into the boxing when I met JT at the time, and then I didn't think I was going to actually just get in the ring, put the first gloves
Yeah.
on, and then it just went up from there.
So when you were playing like high school football, that was in Texas?
Yeah, and a little bit of Louisiana too.
In Texas, high school football is huge, yo.
Oh yeah, trust me. The stage is big. Ain't nothing new to me being on a big stage, and nothing new to me.
Um, so moving forward, like what's a area of your game that you feel like you might need to focus on and improve on?
Um, like I said, just staying focused. I know that in the world of boxing, you're going to get hit.
Mhm.
Everybody can look good in the videos, but when as soon as you get hit, how can you handle that pressure? Can you keep moving forward while you still getting hit? And I've
Yeah.
been training myself every day, uh, getting hit, keep moving forward, getting hit, getting forward. If I get knocked down, keep getting up and get moving forward. Because as long as I can see up, I can get up.
Now, for people that might never like they haven't seen you fight yet, how would you describe your fighting style?
I'm more of a Isaac Pitbull Cruz. I come in, I'm reckless. I'm coming in
Yeah.
head first. I'm seeing the punches. I'm dodging. I'm moving like Mike Tyson. I'm not really the type of fighter that sit there and just wait for the punches to come. I'm pressing. I'm pressing. I'm pressing all 4 rounds.
How old are you right now?
27.
Okay, the guy I just interviewed yesterday was 27,
Mhm.
and he's actually a bare knuckle fighter. Do you think could you ever see yourself doing bare knuckle in the future?
Probably never. never that. I got too much of a future to deal with crazy stuff like that. I condemn to all them guys that does that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of braveness to do that. And I couldn't just do that. I'm sorry.
Hey, yeah, you're honest, man. So honesty is a good quality to have, man.
Mm.
Now, is there a type of opponent or matchup that brings the best out of you?
So far it was Travarius Mack. It was a great fight back in Tennessee. I got injured in that fight due to the ring being
Okay.
just a little bit difficulties with my ankle. But that fight really
Mhm.
brought a lot of the skills that I was been training for. And now that when I took that year off after that fight and recover and started working on a lot of things that could improve, this fight here is personal. It's nothing business. It's just know that everything that I'm about to do to this guy, it's nothing to be business with. I'm personally about to knock this dude out.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, did you say you had another fight scheduled too?
Yeah, I got another fight coming up. We're not sure for sure yet, but we just waiting on the venue to give us a date and the fighter we're gonna go against. But
I mean, how
uh,
far along is that after this fight supposed to be?
we have one. They saying is on February the 6th. That's in West Virginia. But if he doesn't
Okay.
give us a contract, we're gonna have the one in Texas, in Houston, Texas, February the 13th.
And would you say the date of the next fight is again?
February the 6th.
Of the up and coming fight that you have.
Yeah.
And so you might have another one quickly after that.
Yes, sir.
So boxing doesn't require you like how much time frame do they require you to in between
Uh,
fights?
So in the state of Texas, you get suspended by like if you get another fight within another Texas fight, each round you get suspended for 3 days. So if I decide to take another fight in Houston, which will be the February 13th, I'll be suspended for each round that I take this fight with for 3 days. So my plan and my initial plan is to take him out in the first round and don't let him see the second round.
But so that's only if it's in state. Like you could what if it's out of state? Is it
Oh,
the
you can
rules
still take
apply
the fight.
differently?
Oh no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about differently. Like, you can still take another fight the next week as long as you ain't got no cuts or bruises on your fight.
Okay, because I know some of these promotions like they require like almost 90 days, I think sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And even then some guys probably they say shouldn't fight just because the 90 days are up. Cause fighters, man. Fight. One thing I know about fighters, there's a lot of pride with fighters, man. I interview a lot of fighters, and I always hear them say, "Yo, went to this fight hurt, had flu before this fight, sick as hell before this fight, but they still do the fights."
Mm-hmm.
It's like sometimes you gotta, I guess you gotta have somebody to protect fighters from themselves, man. Cause y'all could be bullheaded. Y'all get in there and fight the next day at another fight if you could.
Oh, trust me. I think I'm one of them right now. Like I said, I'm on this mission right now. Like I said, I took a whole year off, and like every fighter that I'm going against, it's all personal. Like I said, they all in my way. I got a goal to get to, and if I have to take everyone out, I will.
Now, how you able to get most of your fights, especially like the ones out of state?
I do have a manager.
Okay.
So we try to discuss that throughout there, and I just go to different coaches for training purposes. I never really want to stick with the same coach. Sometimes you can learn a lot from a different coach too.
Okay, so you don't stick with one coach.
No, I learn from all different types of coaches.
What's some of the like? Is there any big names that you interview? Get your little ass out here! My dog knocking over lights. Hold on one second, man.
I got you,
Damn,
both man.
God damn, yo. Damn. She over here knocking over my stuff, yo. All right. What was that? I forgot the question I just asked you. She just threw me off guard.
um, yeah, some of the coaches I have trained with was Coach Lamont back in Beat to Sleep. He has a lot of good fighters. The Drunken Master Emmanuel,
Okay.
Gus, so I'd be training with him. I have a coach downtown in Houston to 0 to 100 boxing gym. I be sparring with the Cuban Mike Tyson. That's his actual name. Um, and then I got my homeboy that's at
Wait. You said you sparred with the Cuban Mike Tyson. Like who you talking about? Because there's a guy in bare knuckle they call the Cuban Mike Tyson.
Oh no, well, I'm not sure if he's bare knuckle, but I know he is a boxer though. He's like a little heavy set guy.
Is his name Perdomo?
I think so. Yeah, I think all I know him by is Cuban. Cuban Mike Tyson. All I know him by. I never even knew
Leonardo
his name.
Perdomo, short, stocky. He's
Yeah,
like
little big.
kind of
Yeah,
he's like probably five something stocky.
five
Yeah,
five
man, that
nine,
dude
five
is a
ten.
beast.
Yeah, he been helping me out.
Yeah,
Trust
yeah,
me.
yeah. He's real solid. He's not cut. He's not cut, but he's solid.
Yeah, little big. Yeah.
So you been sparring with Perdomo.
Oh yeah. And then the dude named I forgot what his name is. He's 15-0 right now in the boxing league too. So I've been sparring with him too. He's an upcoming boxer too.
How do you feel about boxing nowadays? A lot of people are really disappointed with boxing nowadays compared to like what it used to be.
I feel like these guys are not fighting the people that these people want. You know, they too busy trying to keep that old record, man. Like I said, I'm not tripping by no old record. I just love to fight. I like to get in the ring, show my talent, do what I gotta do. It's nothing business. It's just personal. Everything is personal to me. I have somewhere I gotta be. You know, I have took a year off and I had a lot of things going on in my life to where I had to lose a lot of good people. You know, and I'm not happy about it. But everything I'm going forward now is up there from here.
So you basically just take whatever fights you could get, correct?
Oh yeah, it's whoever wants it. You know where to find me.
Yeah, because as a fight fan, I don't like cherry picking.
Oh yeah, that
You
that's that.
know,
That's not really. You're not really showing really much of anything.
and the fight game is too much. I promote music for a living, so the fight game is too much like the music business. It's like they care about how many followers you got on
Mm,
Instagram and Facebook, and they don't really care about always if the best guy is fighting the best guys.
yeah. So I
You
know with
know.
this Shakur Stevenson, this Tiafimo, that's a good fight coming up too. So
Okay.
I know that in the boxing world gonna be a really good showcase for that one.
Do you think this Jake Paul thing and Logan Paul thing kind of like gives boxing a bad rep somewhat?
Not really. I really think
Okay.
the social media life kind of made it feel like Jake was just up in there for the publicity because that's what it kind of felt like. Because he went against a lot of older fighters, and I felt like it was kind of rigged. But then when he went
Yeah.
against somebody that was still in the boxing league, it showed a real case that we're nothing to play with. This ain't no little pity pat. I'm gonna get a stream. Give me some likes type ordeal. No, man. And this box is where we fight for a living. This is all we got. We don't go get no 9 to 5 and think it's okay. Man, I do this for a living. I get up 4 o'clock in the morning, I go run, or I even stay up all night and I'll still be in the gym all night. So this is Jake. I'm kind of glad it showed reality, but
Uh-huh.
it's kind of brought it down after the fight and everyone wanted to see what really was going on with that situation too.
Yeah, do you think the last fight, the Anthony Joshua kind of maybe cut like killed the narrative of that all these fights were scripted when he just totally got his ass beat?
Oh yeah, of course, man. That I said I'm not going to say nothing bad about Jake. Jake, he went out there. At least he got in the gloves. A lot of people will do
Yeah.
that. They'll talk all that smack and say, "Oh, he got beat up." But would you do the same thing and get in that ring with them? But I give him my condolences for that. He's really good for going out there. But you gotta face reality. These boxers here, like I said, we fight for them. We die for this.
So, what are some of your short-term goals and some of your long-term goals?
My short term is to win at least 5 fights right now.
Okay. Oh, think we lost him for a second. Think we lost him for a second. Hopefully he'll come right back. Screen went blank. Okay. Thinking his phone might have died or He got a call. All right, we're gonna give him a second. See if he comes back on. It's Cameron Manning, uh, out of Texas, up and coming boxer. Sounds definitely hungry, and that's why I respect fighters, man. Like it's hard to make a living as a fighter. It really is. It really is. Not all of them are making a living off of fighting. They have to do a lot of other things as well. They got to have businesses outside of fighting. They got to work regular 9 to 5s, be a bouncer at a bar or something. Especially when you're only getting so many fights, and some of the fights might not pay out, but so much. It's definitely not enough to pay all bills for a whole year unless you get those big fights. All right, let's see.
There we go.
He's back.
I got a call.
All right. That's what I figured. I was like, he either got a call or the phone went dead.
Yeah, but
So we talking about long term and short term goals.
oh yeah, so
You said 5 fights for short term.
yeah, winning 5 fights these next couple months, and then long term, I'm hoping one day I could get in a chance and fight Jamel Charlos. Possibly if I could get in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, dropping down all the way to 147. Those are my dream goals. Again, with them big guys, whatever it takes, anybody can get it. I don't care how I get it.
What weight class you fight?
I'm fighting at 160.
Okay. And what's 160 in boxing?
Super welterweight.
Super welterweight. Yeah, because
Mhm.
they got like boxing got all these different super
Oh yeah.
welterweight. Like they got so many different divisions.
Oh, tell me about it. Especially I know this fight we're going into middleweight, but the next fight I'm dropping down to welterweight with the 154.
And I know there's a lot of fighters. They always try to go to different weights. I mean, that's I'm thinking that's a good way to just get more fights. Is just fight different weight classes.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, I'm gonna try to variate from middleweight to probably just welterweight. Probably keep it right there in between that. But if anybody wants to me go to super middleweight, like I said, I ain't got no problem going up either.
Are you like you just called out a couple fighters you would like to fight? So you a guy that's into calling out fighters? Because I think sometimes I think it could be a good thing to just get the matchmaker to kind of generate you a fight when you need a
Oh,
fight.
Oh yeah, I've been talking to a lot of promoters in the different states. There's one guy I was supposed to be fighting the very next week. That was supposed to be the February 6th. That was going to be in Floresville, back in Texas again,
Okay.
against Ezekiel Lopez. But they didn't want me to fight him because after I was going to fight this guy, because like I told him it was all personal and I was going to fight him, but they didn't want me to do that. So it is what it is. I tell, and then it was another guy named Tyler. I told him to sign the contract. He didn't want to answer none of my DMs. So these guys are ducking, and I'm looking.
Let me ask you about that Anthony Johnson fight. When I was watching the doctor stopped it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that one.
Was that a doctor stoppage on that Anthony Johnson fight?
Yeah, it was. It was.
It
No, no, no,
didn't
no.
look
It was
like
a.
there
It
was
was. A, I
no.
think it was a knockout. I think it was a knockout by ref. Ref stopped it.
But you was sitting down like in the corner, and then it looked like the ref come over and did like this. But
Yeah,
it looked like
he
a
took a
doctor
knee.
stoppage, and I was like, what's going on here? Because sometimes the doctors I think get a little overzealous and stop fights a little too early, man. Not all the time, but sometimes they do. It's like, what are you doing, man? This guy can go another round.
Oh man, yeah, he could have, but he know what it was when he got that right. So, like I said, it was a reality check. Like I said, you can't just be calling out everybody and think you're gonna be up in there winning because you went against old school fighters and they out of their league, which is all praise to them. Don't get me wrong, Mike Tyson, Tyrone, whatever they do from MMA and everything, cool beans. But when you go get somebody that's still active and still ready, you'll get a reality check for sure.
What's your fight nickname?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Okay, that's right. Yeah, you got it on there. Hot sauce.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So tell us again where they could is there any way they could tune into that fight live, or is it
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
going to be televised on YouTube. It's going to be televised on their website, fistandglory.com. Or you could
okay.
just watch it on my live stream too. I'll be having it on my YouTube too, just in case they can't get into it. But it's going to be all in my bio. It's going to be in my DMs. I'm gonna have it all hooked up. Just follow me, and you will be able to see it, bros, man.
And you said at 7 p.m. February 6th.
Oh no, the fight that's coming up right now is literally Saturday,
Oh,
January the
this Saturday.
31st. Yes, sir.
Okay. Last day of the month.
Yes,
Well, I'm gonna
sir.
try to definitely tune in. I mean, cause I don't. We ain't got nothing fight week going on. That I usually watch BKFC a lot. I'm a bare knuckle guy.
Mhm.
I was into boxing way back in the days. You know, the Mike Tyson days, Evander Holyfield days when
Oh yeah.
the heavyweights were dominating. Kind of fizzled out of it. Never really was into MMA because I'm not big on the wrestling aspect of MMA. It's like
No.
I'd rather just see the take away the wrestling. I'd probably be cool with MMA, like just seeing
Mhm.
dudes kind of more kickboxing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. I tried the MMA lifestyle. I was in Louisiana when I did the UFC thing. I did a little grappling, but the guy that
Okay.
got me grappling, he was a huge dude, so that made me reality check too. That ain't my type of sport.
Yeah, and it just could get boring when guys are just like on the ground wrestling the whole time, man. Like, cause I'm not into watching a wrestling match unless it's like old school WWF or NWA or some.
No, don't
All
get me
right, well,
wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
yeah. Before we let you go though, man, any shout outs you want to do? Like, you got any sponsors you need to shout out?
I have no sponsors right now, but any sponsors
Okay.
that wants to be, sponsor me, go ahead, hit me up in my DM. I don't mind taking anybody. Like I said, I'll fight anybody. I also want to shout out my mom that always been behind my back every step of the way. She's like my manager, my
Okay.
doctor, everything. She's always been there for me. She's my number one support. My grandma, I love her to death. I hope she's watching the fight too. She's taking care of my grandfather, and I know that I'm gonna be taking home this dub. My brother Christopher Brown, he's doing his thing too. Support for all my families, my friends that's been there with me. I got another shout out to my boy Shark. He been helping me out, giving me some pointers and helping me out with a lot of things with especially with the finance, especially with technique, especially when he would tell me, inviting me to this gym. Um, Especially my coaches. They always been there, and all glory to God. And nothing of this would been without him. I love him to death. I love everybody to death. I thank y'all all for everything.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about this interview? Like, I don't interview a lot of boxers, but a lot of bare knuckle fighters, and you still had a bare knuckle connection for the BKSC fans in this with Perdomo, which is it's just such a small world in the fight world. You really realize that.
hmm Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then I got one more shout out too. I got my twin. She always been here with me too. She's here right now, actually,
Okay.
sitting here supporting me too. So she was making sure I got onto this live stream too. So I want to give a shout out to my girl Teresa. So just follow her on Instagram too.
Well, I mean, we got it done. I know the other day I figured you got the time zones mixed up. It
Oh yeah.
happens every now and then, but we got you rescheduled. Once I get off here, I'm gonna make sure I clip up some clips, get some
Mhm.
clips out there. Promote your name and your brand. You're more than
Yes
welcome
sir.
to come back on anytime you want to come back on. Just hit me up. And we get you scheduled for a day.
Yes, yes sir. I'm ready. Come stay tuned. January 31st, man. Lock in.
All right, man. I'm gonna go to the website and I'm gonna make sure I tune in because like I said, there ain't nothing else going on that I'm watching fight wise that day. So I'm gonna make sure I tune in and see what's going on with you, man. Show
Yes sir.
support.
I sauce
All
all day,
right,
man.
all right, Cameron, man. Enjoy your day, man.
Will do, man. God bless
All right,
y'all.
wish you the best of luck, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.
Peace, peace.
There you have it, cameraman. And we'll be fighting this 31st. So that's this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I think he said gusandglory.com if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and listen just in case. But I'm gonna definitely tune in and check him out, see what he's got going on. And that's the thing. As I interview fighters, I definitely try to support what they got going on, especially on social media and stuff. Help get their brand and name out there because unless you got a lot of social media followers and stuff, it's like fight promotions don't want to give guys the big money fights unless they selling a certain amount of tickets. They got a certain amount of people checking for them online, which is really crazy because in any other sport, the best just beats the best. But fight game, there's a lot of politics, a lot of cherry picking, people trying to preserve their undefeated records, people trying to preserve fighters from getting beat by other fighters. When they know they're gonna go up against a guy, they know they're gonna beat him. They'll put him up against a inferior opponent. I mean, I almost think like almost all fighting is like trying to bring in a bunch of inferior opponents against guys that you typically have the odds are favored to win, you know? I mean, if you go off of like the way the betting odds are, it always seems like that. You got the guys that the odds are favored to win, and all the guys that coming in are really like almost seem like they're brought in to be punching bags, or like some fighters call mules. I will appreciate Cameron Manning for making time. We were supposed to have him on 2 days ago, but it was a time zone mix up. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Uh, yeah, we got a few comments here. Appreciate y'all. See you tuned in on Instagram. Okay, Johnny Dozier, appreciate you, my guy. The Dream Killer, appreciate you. Everybody else that tuned in on Instagram, appreciate you. Make sure y'all leave those comments. Please keep tuning in. I'm definitely gonna try to set up some new interviews for next week. We did Octavian Turner yesterday as well. Go check out the interview. He actually trains with Ben Rothwell for the BKFC, um, which is a really, really great guy to be training with. I would say Big Ben is really great guy, man. Especially from the fan perspective, you know, love his personality. Um, Huge dude. I mean, look like a gentle giant, but will knock you out cold like that. Okay, we about to wrap it up. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't forget Live from Vietnam tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Live from Vietnam music reviews Saturdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with the Paul Pickett podcast interviews, it typically they're going to be around 6 or 7ish, but we went on 4:30 today because he had to, I think, catch a flight out, so we wanted to compensate. Basically, look out on the cookout. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace, and I'm out.